Hey everyone, welcome to Epic Ventures. Today, we're exploring the stunning Fort Jesus here in Mombasa, Kenya, a UNESCO World Heritage Site steeped in history. Built by the Portuguese in the late 16th century, this fort has stood the test of time, witnessing centuries of trade, conflict, and cultural exchange. Join me as we uncover the fascinating stories and architectural wonders of this incredible landmark. Our journey begins right at the entrance. Take a look at these intricate Portuguese carvings. They tell a story of strength and artistry, designed to impress and intimidate. This gate served not only as a passage, but as a barrier against invaders. Imagine the history that has unfolded right here. These doors were introduced during the Omani rule of Fort Jesus, which began in 1698. After years of conflict, the Omanis seized control from the Portuguese, leaving behind not just their governance but also their artistry and culture. The writings on these walls are whispers from the past. Some are Arabic inscriptions left by Omani defenders, invoking prayers for protection or marking key moments during their occupation. Others are remnants of Portuguese engravings, recording dates of conquests and restoration efforts during their control of the fort. Beside the writings, the walls of Fort Jesus display a formidable collection of arms, tools of war that shaped the history of the region. The Portuguese brought their muskets and cannons, transforming the fort into a defensive stronghold against their rivals, including the Omani forces. In the mid-20th century, as the winds of decolonization swept across Africa and Asia, a powerful movement emerged. Nations and peoples, long suppressed, united under a shared goal: the fight for freedom, equality, and self-determination. The Afro-Asian Association, founded in this spirit, became a beacon of hope and cooperation. Fort Jesus, once a symbol of colonial domination, became a canvas for this new vision. The writings of the Afro-Asian Association were etched onto its walls, turning the fortress into a monument of unity and defiance against oppression. These images offer a glimpse of Mombasa as it once was, a bustling hub of trade where merchants from Arabia, India, and Africa met to exchange goods, ideas, and traditions. The dhows, with their billowing sails, were the lifelines of commerce along the Indian Ocean. The streets of old Mombasa, captured in these pictures, tell tales of a vibrant Swahili culture. The coral stone buildings, adorned with Omani and Indian influences, reflect the architectural harmony of a city shaped by centuries of interaction. Other images reveal the colonial past of Mombasa. This photograph, for instance, shows Fort Jesus under Portuguese control, its cannons poised to guard the coastline against rival empires. These visual records preserve moments of conquest and resilience, reminding us of the city's enduring spirit. As time marched on, Mombasa transformed. The advent of railways and automobiles marked a shift toward modernization, connecting the city to the hinterlands and beyond. These pictures trace the evolution of a port city adapting to changing times. Today, the walls of Fort Jesus serve as a gallery of history. These images are not just photographs, they are stories etched in time, each frame a chapter in the life of Mombasa and its people. For visitors, these pictures offer a chance to connect with the past, to see Mombasa through the eyes of those who lived and worked here centuries ago. Fort Jesus, the iconic sentinel of Mombasa, is not just a historical monument. It is an experience, a journey through time that leads to one of the most breathtaking sea views on the Swahili coast. As you walk through the halls of Fort Jesus, the air carries the whispers of centuries past. The worn stone beneath your feet has borne the weight of explorers, soldiers, and traders who once roamed these corridors. Each step brings you closer to the sea, guided by the distant rhythm of waves crashing against the rocks below. And then, there it is, the Indian Ocean, stretching endlessly before you, a shimmering expanse of blue where the horizon meets the sky, and the history of trade and travel unfolds. From this vantage point, the view tells its own story. For centuries, these waters were the lifeblood of Mombasa, connecting Africa to Arabia, India, and beyond. The dhows that dot the ocean today are echoes of that rich maritime legacy. Looking down, the rocky coastline reminds us of the fort's purpose, to guard against invaders who sought to control these crucial waters. The sea was both a friend and a foe, providing sustenance and connection while posing constant threats. Here, the sea breeze carries with it a sense of freedom and timelessness, a reminder of the resilience of those who lived and worked within these walls. The walk to the sea view at Fort Jesus is more than a journey through a fortress. It is a connection to the soul of Mombasa, a place where history, nature, and the human spirit converge in a timeless embrace. Silent and imposing, the black cannons of Fort Jesus stand as relics of a turbulent past. Brought by the Portuguese in the late 1500s, these weapons were the fort's first line of defense against naval attacks. Strategically placed, these cannons guarded Mombasa, a vital hub for Indian Ocean trade from rival powers like the Omanis. Their booming firepower once echoed across these shores. Today, these cannons are more than artifacts. They are storytellers, preserving the legacy of Fort Jesus as a witness to centuries of conflict, resilience, and transformation. Though they stand silent now, the cannons of Fort Jesus remain guardians of its enduring history. Among the relics of Fort Jesus lies a haunting reminder of its past, a human skeleton unearthed within the fort's walls. Believed to be the remains of a soldier or prisoner, it dates back to the fort's turbulent history of sieges and battles. This discovery offers a rare glimpse into the lives and deaths of those who lived and fought within these walls, victims of war, starvation, or disease. the skeleton stands as a silent witness to Fort Jesus' legacy. This wooden dhow, displayed at Fort Jesus, represents the heart of Mombasa's trade history. For centuries, these vessels sailed the Indian Ocean, carrying spices, textiles, and other goods, linking Africa, Arabia, and Asia. More than a vessel, the dhow is a symbol of cultural connection and the enduring legacy of maritime trade. When the Omani Empire seized Fort Jesus in the late 17th century, they not only fortified the structure, but also transformed it into a symbol of their dominance over Mombasa. The Omani residency within the fort is a testament to this enduring influence. The Omani residency was once the heart of Omani power in Mombasa. Its rooms were home to high-ranking officials, their families, and servants who lived in a space marked by both elegance and practicality. The Omani elite brought with them an intricate blend of Arab, Persian, and African influences, which shaped the decor and daily life within these walls. Though history often overlooks the lives of women in these spaces, the Omani residency was home to wives and daughters who contributed to the cultural and social fabric of the fort. Women maintained household duties, preserved traditions, and ensured the survival of the Omani heritage, even during times of conflict. The cultural influence of the Omanis extended beyond the walls of the residency. The fort's architecture, its ornate woodwork, and even its layout reflect the Omani penchant for blending functionality with beauty. The Omani presence in Mombasa transformed the city. The blend of Arab, African, and Indian cultures gave rise to the Swahili coast's unique identity, where trade, religion, and customs flourished under the watchful eyes of the Omanis. These ornaments tell stories of cultural exchange. These beautiful artifacts, from delicate brass lamps to ornate pottery, reflect the fusion of Omani, Swahili, and African influences. Each piece holds a history of trade, artistry, and the diverse cultures that shape Mombasa's vibrant past. Located in the same fort, the humpback whale skeleton serves as an unexpected and remarkable exhibit. Found off the coast of Mombasa, this skeletal structure is a testament to the city's deep connection with the sea, a lifeline for trade, food, and transportation. The skeleton is that of a humpback whale, a species that frequents the waters off Kenya's coast. This enormous creature, once a symbol of the deep ocean, now stands frozen in time, its bones telling a story of the wild, untamed seas. The waters of the Indian Ocean, where this whale once swam, have long been integral to the life of Mombasa. From the ancient days of dhow trade to the modern era, the sea has shaped the city's economy, culture, and identity. The whale's presence at Fort Jesus also highlights Mombasa's role as a gateway to Africa's rich marine biodiversity. It serves as both a monument to the history of the seas and a reminder of the need for conservation and respect for the ocean's creatures. Today, Fort Jesus stands as more than just a historical site. It is a place where cultures meet, where the stories of war, peace, survival, and nature converge. From the Omani Residency to the humpback whale skeleton, the fort holds the collective memory of Mombasa, a city that has always looked to the sea for sustenance, trade, and adventure.